Well, hello everyone. I'm coming to you today on Wednesday as we think about the points on the Passion, as we think about Jesus' life, and we think about what happened on each day of Passion Week as we have been studying through the Scriptures. And I appreciate Brother Matt getting this together and alternating with me as we look at the Scriptures, as we share together about Jesus' life, especially that last week of his life. So today I want us to think about what happened on Wednesday. We've seen Sunday, the triumphal entry. Then Monday, we saw him cleansing the temple. And yesterday, we saw him back in the temple in Jerusalem, talking with the scribes and the Pharisees, reasoning with them, answering their questions. They were trying to trip him up, trying to trap him, trying to find ways to get him to say something that would be able to condemn him a little bit later on. And so today on Wednesday, there's very little in the Scripture specifically that says it was on Wednesday. On the other days, there's very specific information about that day, but Wednesday seems like maybe one of those restful days. I don't know if you've been like this, but on vacation, sometimes you just need a rest day. Sometimes in a busy week, you just need a rest day. And Wednesday may have been that. There may have been other things that were done, but as far as we know in Scriptures, he stayed in Bethany that whole day. No really indication that he went into Jerusalem on Wednesday. Now, he may have, but the two instances, especially the one, specifically says he was in Bethany. And in Mark's Gospel, Mark chapter 14, we read this. It says, "And being in Bethany at the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at the table, a woman came having an alabaster flask of very costly oil of spikenard. Then she broke the flask and poured it on his head." So we see here Jesus at the home of a man in Bethany named Simon. We don't know anything about Simon much. Many have speculated he may have been the leper that when Jesus cured the 10 lepers, he was the one who came back and thanked Jesus. But no indication of that. And Jesus healed many lepers while he was there in the Holy Land, while he was there in Israel, while he walked and talked and taught, and as he had opportunity to heal. So many lepers were healed. Simon was one of them. He was known as Simon the leper. Nothing else much known there. Has a meal for Jesus, and a lady comes. Some see this as Mary, the sister of Lazarus, which would make sense, being that they're in the same town. But Mary's coming and anointing Jesus in John's Gospel is before the triumphal entry, and this is after the triumphal entry. So I think it's probably another lady, an unknown lady. And it says, there were some who were indignant among themselves and said, why this fragrant oil was wasted. She gave that which was a huge gift, an enormous gift to worship him. It says it might have been sold for 300 denarii, 300 days' wages. And I don't know about your wages, but say that wages were $40,000 a year. That'd be a pretty common wage right now. And 300 days' wages, that'd be well over half a year's wages. So that'd be well over $20,000 worth of perfume, broken, poured out on Jesus, and to them, to the people who were looking on, of no value. Why waste a large amount of costly perfume? Why not just put a drop on him? Why not just put a little rub on him? No, she broke the alabaster jar and just spread it all over Jesus. It was completely used in worship in preparation of Jesus. But listen to what Jesus says. He said, "Let her alone. Why do you trouble her? She's done a good work for me. For you have the poor with you always, and whenever you wish to do them good, you may. But me you do not always have. She has done what she could. She has come beforehand to anoint my body for burial." Again, Jesus is letting them know he's getting ready to be crucified, going to be buried. So she's anointing my body for burial. This is Wednesday. He's going to be crucified on Friday, laid in the tomb Friday night. So, in 2 days, he's going to be buried. And then he says, "Assuredly I say, wherever this gospel is preached in the whole world, what this woman has done will also be told as a memorial to her." Can you imagine? 2,000 years later, something you do is being talked about. Well, 2,000 years later, what this lady did for Jesus is still being talked about. We're sharing about it today. People that are thinking about what Jesus did on Wednesday across the world are proclaiming what this woman did in preparation for his burial. So she came and gave a great offering. She came and gave a great time of worship to the Lord. So on this day, let's think about that worship that we would have. But there's one other incident that happened on this day, as far as we can see from the scriptures. It says there in verse number 10, "Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the chief priests to betray him to them. And when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. So he sought how he might conveniently betray him." Now, can you kind of picture this together? The woman giving costly gift of perfume, anointing his head, preparing his body for burial, in worship and adoration of the Lord, and one of his disciples, Judas, going to betray him, going to talk to the chief priest, going to find out what he could do to get money and to betray the Lord. And so really we have a choice. Are we going to worship him or are we going to betray him? Are we going to follow him or are we going to forsake him? Are we going to do that which brings honor and glory to Christ or that which defames his name? And we see here the picture of the woman coming in worship, the picture of Judas going in betrayal, going to talk to his enemies, going to see what he might do to receive a little bit of money. What can I get out of this? But to betray his Lord. May that be our remembrance today, that it's either worship or it's betrayal. What are we going to do with the Lord? What are we going to do with the Lord today? What are we going to do with the Lord this week? How are we going to worship him?